For our 16.1 practice, we are going to be doing problems 1 and 2 here. So it tells us that the histogram shows fuel efficiency in miles per gallon for some automobiles. So we can see that this car goes 5 to 9. We can see that increase and then the decrease as the miles get more. Make a statement that describes the overall pattern and the shape of the distribution. What conclusions can we draw? So we're just kind of looking at that overall pattern. So we could kind of see that it goes up kind of to that peak there. So there's several from 15 all the way to 24 are the same. And then it drops back down. We can see, right, there's doubling. Okay. So an overall pattern that I notice is that it increases getting up to those middle mileages, and then the amount of cars that there are that can drive a really long time decrease. So it increases, then it decreases. I also noticed that there's more that are more fuel efficient than less fuel efficient, right? Because those were all doubled up. So we're just describing the pattern. So we kind of notice it goes up and then down. And then we need to just go ahead and make a conclusion. So I noticed that most of the cars can go about 15 to 24 miles per gallon. Okay, our next one we're going to do is number 2, and it asks us to specifically describe any gaps, clusters, any deviations, anything we're like, oh, that's kind of surprising. Any peaks we notice. We're going to state the mode and draw a conclusion. So we have a lot of things that we need to go through and answer. So the cluster, so remember a cluster is just that group there. So they're grouped anywhere from this person is 4'11". So they're grouped from 4 feet 11 inches to 5 feet 6 inches. So there's our cluster. They're all in that group. There's no breaks in it. So gaps, right? There's no breaks like we just noticed. So there are no gaps in this. There's people on the team all the way from 4'11" to 5'6" at every single inch. Hey, is there any deviation? So I'm kind of noticing, right? So it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Oh, all of a sudden there is a deviation. So deviation, yes, at 5'4". So 5 feet 4 inches is much higher than the rest. So notice that one's different. So if it deviates, it's different than the pattern. So any peaks we notice, so right, the peaks like the top of the mountain. So the highest one is 5'4", so 5 feet 4 inches. And we have to state the mode. Remember, the mode's the one that happens the most. So it matches the peak. So the peak and the mode are the same thing. They're the ones that are most common. It was most common on the softball team to be 5 feet 4 inches. They have 5 people that are that tall. And then we're going to make a conclusion. Well, I'm noticing really most of them are above 5 feet, right? There's only one person that's not. So that's something I could notice, right? I could notice that, right? 5 of the people, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? More than half of them are 5 feet 4 or taller. So, right, a conclusion is just something you notice about this. I noticed only one person's not 5 feet. I noticed the tallest person is 5 feet 6 inches. So, right, I would say this is a pretty average softball team. So that's about what most people are. Okay, so make sure you make a conclusion. You just go through, answer every part of it.